Hey y'all, I'm Kallee. Welcome back to the Rowell fam.
Hey y'all, I'm Kallee, and this is my husband Ashton. We met in a classic whirlwind boy meets girl romance. It didn't take us very long to know we wanted to get married. So, after 1.5 years of laughter and smiles, Ashton proposed. We decided to get married shortly after and got married in March of 2019. Knowing we wanted a family, we did not hesitate. And that is when we adopted our fur baby, Dami. A human baby proved to be a little more difficult than we thought. We are the Rowell fam, and this is our TTC journey.
So, last video, check it out. We announced that we are going to do foster care. I've been asked, why are you doing foster care? Well, this is kind of a long story, but not long at the same time. Um, the church I grew up in, there were several families that were all, um, yeah, they were foster parents. One family had two boys, and they um, actually ended up being reunited with their biological family. Um, Besides that, I don't know. I lost contact with them, unfortunately. Um, and I think I was probably around 5. I was pretty young, but I remember um, just hanging out with them and being friends. And that was my first experience of um, foster care and learning about foster care. So that was my first experience with foster care. And then shortly after, another family of in the church had become foster parents to these 3 kids, and they ended up adopting them. And it was so cool to see them grow up. And they were siblings. Um, then in elementary school, because that was like later elementary. I feel like it was maybe later elementary, beginning junior high. And in elementary school, I had a good friend, and she and her brothers were in foster care, and it was on and off. They would be reunified with their family, and then they'd go back into the system. It was just on and off, and I am still in contact with one of her brothers, although I have um, actually lost contact with her, unfortunately. So, growing up, I had quite a few experiences with the foster care system and seeing the huge need right in front of me for foster parents, and not just foster parents, but ones that actually love the children and want what is best for the children. And so that is why I wanted to be a foster parent right from the beginning. Um, so when I say I've been thinking about this for years, I mean, I wanted to be a foster parent before infertility was even a word in my vocabulary. Um, because I've always had a burden for children in foster care and their need for a stable and loving home, even if it's just temporary, you can still make a huge impact on that child's life. And that is what I've always wanted to do. And so, like I said, when I said I've always wanted to be a mom, I've always wanted to be a foster mom, that's what it boils down to. I have always known that I wanted to be a foster mom, and that was my goal. Even before Ash and I met, um, I wanted to be a foster mom. And shortly before we started talking, I had had these dreams, and it was the same boy in each dream. And it was kind of like, this is going to be your child. You're not going to give birth to this child, but it's going to be your child. And I don't think I'll share his name on YouTube, but some people know his name already because I share with close friends and family. I've shared his name because it's kind of a funny thing. I don't really like the name, but that will be his name. And yeah, so when Ash and I first met, probably a couple weeks afterwards, because I was already like planning to get my own place and figuring out how I was going to be able to support a child as a single woman and not having like a high paying job. And I was just focused on getting debt paid off so I can be a foster mom. And I told him, I said, so, because that was my goal. I said, so how do you feel about a woman who potentially could be a foster mom before you get married? And he, by all means, he could have run, because not only did I bring up marriage, but I brought up kids and foster kids at that. And he took it as stride and he said, well, I think that would be great. Um, I'd support you. And I was like, all right, I see you. And so, by all means, like I said, he should have run. He could have run. It wasn't too late at that point. Instead, he put a ring on it. And two now, actually. And so, even before um, we knew, and he's had a heart for that too. His degree is in sociology and social work. So, um, we are not going into this naive. We are definitely preparing for best and worst case. Um, Another question I get a lot, um, if reunification is always the goal, which it is, reunification is always the goal. So if reunification is the goal, um, how are you going to handle that if you don't end up with the child long term? And I guess for me, I've always seen that as a sacrifice to help give that child a loving home for just a little while and help bring them some peace. Um, I've also had a job where you form huge attachments with children, and you really just you fall in love with them, and then they move forward into age brackets that you don't work with, and in that sense, that's kind of what it's like. So that is what I'm prepared for, you know. Um, I feel like that job has kind of prepared me for being able to be a foster parent and handle that sort of situation. Ash had a similar job working at a summer camp, and I worked with babies in a daycare, and just to watch them grow and succeed and learn, it was awesome. And to be able to do that for someone else's child and care for them, their child, as they are working on reunifying, that's the goal. That's what I want. And if the parents are better people because of this, and that child and baby gets a better home because of it, I'm all for it. Um, I know it's a lot different when you're caring for the child 24/7 versus um, a few hours a day at the daycare. I shouldn't say a few, more like several hours a day at the daycare. But you know what? I feel like we are ready for this, we are prepared, but at the same time, are you ever really fully prepared for anything? I don't think so. Sometimes you just gotta say I'm as prepared as I can be and then jump in. And I feel like we are as prepared as we can be for this. And we are so excited to be starting this journey. We're currently still waiting for the licensing agent to contact us about our next step. And I know we've got a lot that we've got to do, but that's okay. Like, we got to have our physicals and have a doctor sign off to say that we are fit physically to be parents and take care of a child. And if you're seeing a therapist, you have to have a therapist say that they believe emotionally and um, mentally you are fit and ready and prepared to care for a child. Um, I just know that we are so excited. I have a friend who is a licensing agent. She's like, I see no reason why you would not be. And she was a licensing agent for an agency here in Michigan. So that gives me a lot of hope that we will be approved and licensed for an infant. And we just a couple months ago, we weren't sure if this was going to be a possibility, and we were told that it is. So we are super excited um, to get everything around to be foster parents. So ask us any questions. I want to do a Q&A about the process, about why, if this didn't cover any of those questions, about why I want to. I might have Ash make a video about why he wants to be a foster parent. Because if I remember right, if my memory serves me correctly, he wanted to be a foster parent even before we met as well. Like, not as much as I did, but that was on his radar as well. And like I said, this is on my radar even before I knew infertility would be a part of my vocabulary. So, yeah, if you have not already, go ahead, click the subscribe button down below and follow our TTC slash foster journey. We are so excited. Click on that notification bell so you're notified every time we post a video. I try to post a video every week. And smash that like button, give it a thumbs up, and comment down below. See ya!